Hey, man, just waiting on everybody to come through. I know I'm a day early and I'll be back tomorrow, but I couldn't let this day go by without wishing my fellow friend, Mr. Rufus Rochell, uh, uh, a wonderful homecoming. I know this Monday morning he's still overjoyed and find it hard to believe that his feet are on solid ground or on this side of freedom. For 32 years, he walked on the inside of the concrete jungles or into the battleground that the war drugs created. I also want to wish Mr. Felix Walls happy homecoming, and I know his daughter Shalith and Felix are excited. I know that it's been really, really, man, a surreal moment, but it's true. It's true. They're here. They're there with you, rather. I mean, they're on this side. I also want you to remember that because your loved ones are home, we still need you guys in the fight with us because there's so many others, man. Felix, y'all help campaign with so many others. What's up, Brother James? You on this side of freedom too. You doing your thing to help fight mass incarceration. Hey, Felix, man, I know you're happy, man. Don't start crying on me now. You already been shed enough tears, but it's gonna come waves. The joy is gonna come in waves, man. When you hugging your father and everything. Make sure you give him my love and regards. I was right across the street. Wondering was he ever looking out the window when I was at the camp at Forest City. I'm just glad he's home out of that hellhole and that he don't have that alphabet behind him. What's up, Alexi? All right? I'm just glad he's out of that hellhole, Felix, for you and your family and for Mr. Walls himself. And every post I made was out of love. Everything I did was because of the gratitude that you paid towards me and my family and the loss of my son, Felix. So I really, really appreciate that. And to Mr. Rufus Rochelle, man, I'm going to miss posting your words of wisdom from the inside. But now I can post your word, or you can post your words of wisdom from the outside, and I can share them. I'd like to thank Amy, man. Amy, man, tireless energy that she put forth in bringing you home, man. I heard about you long before, even though our paths never crossed, man. I did 23 and you did 32. Even though our paths never crossed, we had the same people advocating for us and fighting for us. So that meant a lot, man. So today I just want to take time to, wish you a happy homecoming, man, and tell you to take it one day at a time. What's up, Johnny Six? You okay? It's just, man, it's been surreal. I've been as happy as, like I'm a family member, like I'm your son, or like I'm your brother, whatever, man, because the struggle was real, man. Many days and many nights. I went in praying, that one of you guys, would come home. And it's really, really, man, the joy that we feel, that I feel. Let me start with me first. But I know Amy is overwhelmed. I know the people at FAM are overwhelmed. I know that your families, your sister, your grandkids are happy, man. And I just think that this war on drugs, man, has caused too many casualties. When our POWs come home, man, it's just something. It's a celebration. Maybe we can have a reunion party to where all of us, all formerly incarcerated, we can get with Step Frazier and some of the other guys, Lester Johnson, Nate Williams, and Matthew Charles and Alice Walker, and maybe we can have a townhouse where we can talk about all of our different struggles that we met. Some of them, like with me getting immediate release and stuff like that, and not having really a high-profile case, sometimes we get, lost on the wayside. So I hope Mr. Felix, I know I got the support of my family like he has, and I hope that, you guys continue to support him and understand that his mind is racing so fast, so it's going to take time for them to process everything. I literally had 2 phones in my hand, man, where people were calling and trying to talk to me with my kids, and I was still grieving the loss of my son, and then it was still surreal me coming home. So it was a hard adjustment for me. So this is, my gratitude and token to you, because I didn't have anybody to pass that on to me when I got immediate release January 10th. I was just like tossed back into society, and I had been in this one lane for 23 years, and when I came out, everything was moving so fast. Technology has changed so fast, so it was easy to get overwhelmed with the whole process. So Mr. Walls, man, I'm grateful that you're home, man. Many days, like I said, I talked to Felix and your daughter Shalita about your case and everything, and I just wanted to help in any way I can. And I just think it was a team effort. It was a team effort, but one thing I always said on the inside before I came home, it was in God's timing. So that's the only thing that I'm sure about, that it was in God's timing. Hey, Vicky, I see you guys are on, man. Just just your time coming, Vicky. So I'm fighting for Marcus now. So that's every notch down, man. Every POW that comes home, I call them POW. Hey, how you doing, sis? Every POW that comes home is a blessing that we have to send up. And it's not by chance that these people came home, because it took a lot of behind the scenes work. You know what I mean? Hey, sis, how you doing, Michelle? You all right? It took a lot, Vicky. It took a lot of behind the scenes work, and the work that you're doing to get James home and your brother home, man. Especially the people with the alphabets. That's why everything is so, for me, for Mr. Rufus Rochell coming home, Mr. Felix Wall coming home. When you looked at that case, it had a life sentence, man. And to see released on 424 on BOP.gov, go to BOP.gov. I can only imagine what their families are feeling because of how I'm feeling. You know what I mean? So, but as I said, man, I want you to always think, Mr. Walls and Mr. Rochelle, what I want you to do is I want you to take time to enjoy your family. But remember, man, all those guys that you litigated for, Mr. Walls, inside, those guys are going to still need your help. So whatever you can do, man, to help them, I encourage you to do so. Enjoy your family first. I'm not saying that there's a time limit or anything. There's no, but it's still pressing, especially with COVID-19 on the horizon, and it's still, you know how it was, man, inside. And I think that the people in the meetings were not, I could say, almost luckier than the guys who were at the lows where they have no walls and everything is open, man. Like Eric Gasson, he's still there fighting, waiting on the judge. And then when I put up something, man, saying that these guys need letter, just cater the letter, man, to saying that due to COVID-19 and or due to the Fair Sentencing Act or the First Step Act, whatever it is, each one is going to be unique in itself. But we need to get letters to these judges, man, and help these people, man, who are still fighting for their life. Like Renisha Jones fighting for it. I'm not just talking about federal. I'm speaking now on federal because these are two friends of mine who were released from federal prison. But I'm also talking about the people in the state, man, right here at MDOC. We got to go to work. Hey, Sandy, so we got to go to work for these people too, man. And so we got to keep fighting. So it's a team. I think it's going to be a team effort, a continued team effort. I do this, man. I know a lot of times I deprive myself of some of the things I want to do because I can't even rest well knowing that I left so many gentlemen behind in that POW camp, man, in the belly of the beast, whatever you may call it, due to the fictitious war on drugs. You know what I mean? What's up, Tim? You know what I mean? So this is the thing, man. We have to come together and make a unified effort. I heard a young lady, man, named Marsha King. She was in federal prison, and she was saying how tired she was. It takes a lot of energy and time to fight for somebody else once you get home because you're doing all the right things, but the government's going to hold on, man. Just like any enemy, that's his stronghold. Him keeping us in prison, man, is his stronghold. Happy birthday, cuz. So that's the thing, man. We have to find a way to break every chain. And like I said, man, the lady who took a chance on me, along with Demeter White at Stones Will Cry, along with Kimberly McFarland at Divorce, man, but the lady who really took a chance on me when everything started to shake for me was Amy at the Can Do Foundation. Man, I don't knock fam for what they do, but man, I have no respect for them because if it's not high profile, they don't want to touch it. You know what I mean? It's all about this publicity. So I have no respect for them. This woman took a chance on me when I didn't have a dime. This woman took a chance on me when my hope was like a spider web, man, real thin, and she fought tooth and nail. The only thing she asked me to do, and that's kind of like how I model my advocacy agency after sale, was she asked me to get the family members to get involved because she couldn't do everything by herself. That she was one person by herself. You know what I mean? So that's what I encourage you to do, Nicety. And to get Bam's family involved and do not give up the fight. Like I say, today we're celebrating the release. This is the first Monday for Mr. Rufus Rochell to be out. This is the first Monday for Mr. Felix to be out. And they both had a life sentence, man. They both had a life sentence, due to the war on drugs. So we're talking about, they're our elderly, man. Then I look at the pictures, man. I look at the pictures from when they went in and look at the pictures of just how the Fed took so much of their vitality. And I think that that's important too. They want to take us and keep us until we're no longer a force. But it's our voice. It's our voice that's the force, Mr. Wall. It's our voice that's going to be the force, man, because you live there, Mr. Rochelle. It's our voice, man. You know what I'm saying? So we have to, I'm encouraging you, man, along with your daughters who fought so hard for you, along with your sister who fought so hard for you, to get your family member to take that after they get through enjoying you at home, man, pick up the sword and let's go to war, man. We got to fight for the rest of the people who are in, man. We can't let COVID-19 bury our people alive. You know what I mean? So, it's a fight, man. It's an individual fight. So we got to keep pushing letters. We got to keep pushing papers. We got to keep making phone calls. But the thing is, we got to stop doing it alone. We have to come together. We have to be cohesive and come together, man. Come together. So as you begin to meet with your probation officer and find out how much time you got to do on paper, just take a deep breath, man. The technology is going to come to you. It's repetitious and everything. And so, just take your time, man. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Man, enjoy your family, man. And like I say, it's a blessed day, here in Mississippi, man. I'm glad. I woke up this morning, man, thinking about you guys, man. How you doing, Nyson? And I just wanted to, tell you guys, man, I'm happy, man, after 32 years, Mr. Rochelle, that you're home, man. And I'll cherish every post that I made for you. I'll cherish every post that I made for you. But the main thing is, I'm going to cherish the fight. This is a victory also for the freedom fighters, like Amy at Can Do, like the people at FAM, like the people at Cut 50, like your own family members who picked up the sword when they were tireless and didn't have any more hope, like Phyllis Bell when she was at her wit's end crying. Just one, especially when the pandemic came, jumped off, so that their whole panic level went up to a whole nother level, like Shalit and everybody who cried the many nights and stuff after they left you at the vision room. So I heard that. I heard those things, man. When I got out, I heard those things from my family member, and Ronnie Austin said this morning. She said that, man, it's not only the guys inside that are doing time. It's the people. It's their loved ones who are also doing times with them. You know what I mean? So it's on that other side of that fence, inside of the belly of the beast. They know that that's a war zone. That's a war zone that their family member is stuck inside of. How you doing, Ms. Hayes? Hey, Rufus. So that's a war zone. So we have to realize, man, that when we're incarcerated, we're not the only individuals incarcerated. Although our body is behind the wall, man, that love of our family, our daughters, our sons, our nieces and nephews, and our grandkids, man, they're hurting too. And so when they get the joy, it's so easy that when you get released, Mr. Rochelle, when you get released, Mr. Wall, it's so easy to cut those ties and drop the knife or drop the sword and put down the fight. But, I encourage you, not at this moment, not today, not tomorrow, but in the near future, man, to pick up the fight and join us in the fight. You know what I mean? The stuff that you left, the same stuff that you refused to walk out with and left guys, or the same legal work that you walk out with different other guys, the promises that you made, to the few guys that you really, messed with. I know you really couldn't because you were in quarantine the last 14 days, but those guys whose information you have, Mr. Wall, reach back and help them. That brief, that brief that they need filing and everything. Thank you, Ms. Ruby, thank you. That brief that needs filing for one of those guys who are incarcerated with you, Man, take time to do that. Enjoy your family first, sir. You know what I mean? Time is of the essence. You know what I mean? And especially with COVID-19, they're not telling us the real truth about what's going on inside. And you know that. You guys know that. Y'all just left. Mr. Rochell, you just left Coleman. They're not telling us the real truth. Man, tell the people the truth. Man, damn what them other people say, man. Just tell the people the truth. Because a lot of people are sitting on the sideline because it's so hectic out here. Even in Mississippi, man, they don't care. They're opening up everything, the churches and everything. They're opening up things that African Americans attend, man. So they're hoping that you go back into the hotbed. So it's just like you playing Russian roulette with yourself. You know what I mean? I love you too, Shaquem. You know, so it's like you playing Russian roulette with yourself, and that we're jeopardizing ourselves. Man, I got my mask on. I'm trying to stay safe, but I still got to let y'all know what's going on, man. And I still have to pay homage and tribute to my two friends, Mr. Rufus Rochell, man, and Mr. Felix Wall. You know, I didn't really get to meet your sister, Mr. Rufus Rochelle, but, you know, like I say, I'm sure that whoever was running your page, man, I did a lot of contact with them, and I also through correlates, you know, with you, you know, after I got out, and it was a joy, man. I was glad to hear that you were, you know, in quarantine. I hate I didn't have the shirts made for you to come out, but you know, maybe, you know, we have to get together, man, and formulate a plan with Marsha King, with Hanif Jones, with Patrick Alexander and the Black Liberation Movement, and whoever with Plus. Man, I can't forget about Brother Kent and Brother Terrence Coffey, you know, with Educate, Don't Incarcerate. You know, he's doing his thing after spending 17 years. He's in New York. You know, so we talk like we've known each other for years because we have a mission. And our mission, hey, Clint, you know, so we have a mission. And our mission is to bring light or shed light to the ills that plagues us inside of prison. And one of the guys, it's another guy from Ohio, I can't think his name, he spent time in Marion, but if you can tune in to the Plus will be May 16th, next month on the 16th. It'll be next month on the 16th. What we have to do is, everybody can tune in. It's going to be a Zoom meeting, man. We're going to have question and answer. I'm asking everybody who's watching this to tune in. You know, so, and I'll put the information out. Hey, Miss King, it's good to hear from you. I sent you an email. I don't know what I can do, but I'm willing to do whatever I can. You understand? So just get back with me. So check your email, and you'll see. So I shared one of your posts about your friend, about Lisa, that's up in Carswell. So we have to just fight, but we have to become a unified people. You know what I mean? So you know, I'm always reminded to how cords are stronger when they're entwined with each other. We can't have one thread in Memphis, one thread in California, one thread in New York, trying to pull the weight of the world. If we wrap these cords and braid these cords with the fabric of truth, honesty, and hard work, we can't talk that shit sitting on the sideline. We got to get out into the trenches. I don't know everything, but I know where my heart is. My heart is to help those who are still incarcerated. And so with that being said, man, I'm willing to face anything. I faced 23 years and walked them, wrongfully convicted. But my fight didn't stop when I walked outside the door. I got a lot of shit I need to do. I got a lot of shit that I don't have. But I also know that I still got a mission. I got to do like Harriet, man. I got to go back and get my people. I can't enjoy this freedom and while Eric Gasson sits in Forest City in the pandemic role. I can't enjoy this freedom while Mr. Darden down there at Yazoo should be home already, and he's not. I can't enjoy this freedom and Marcus Boyd has still got a life sentence. And he's supposed to got the First Step Act, the crack law, but then the judges them still manipulating, playing with his paper. I can't enjoy this freedom and he's still incarcerated with a life sentence. I can't enjoy this freedom if James Hicks is still incarcerated or black box. You know what I mean? It doesn't sit right. I can laugh and smile and party and do whatever I want to do, but I choose to fight for them. So I'm not going to sit on the sideline and enjoy this freedom without putting in some time. And it's a balance. It's a balance, Miss King, and I just think that you have to balance out everything into. You got to also back up. I had to realize that I was trying to do everything in one day. It's a time and a process. So we have to get together and make time, formulate a process with Amy and all those people, with Alice Johnson, all the people, Brittany Barnett, who was still out there on the front line, still fighting. We got to formulate a process. Even with the new soldiers that just came home, they went from POWs, and I'm hoping that we indoctrinate them into the freedom fighter process. As Amy said, and all the other people who share everything. James Cronenberger, who do the podcast to expose a Portia Taylor out in with voices from the inside out. There are a lot of people, man. There are a lot of people, man. So, and the thing, I can't. If I miss your name or whatever, and you're in the fight, I apologize. All the horror. I got a man that's doing the work in Missouri, that's investigated, Miss Latara Smith. So I just want all those people, Hanifa Jones, who are still down here, Brother Assad, Kent Assad, all these people who are fighting from within and from without. Eric Gasson, man, we got still. I can't relax, man, with Mr. Gage, Jeremy Gage, still at Forest City, and they got tents outside. I got a nephew there at Forest City. I got a cousin there, Delphi Honorable. He's supposed to be home, but the people are sitting on there. Man, they're releasing. This is what killed me. How can you admit that the war on drug was wrong? First, you changed it from 100 to 1 to 18 to 1. Then it took you 8 years after that to make it retroactive, to let the people go. Then when it became retroactive, you still didn't want to let Mr. Walls go. You still didn't want to let Mr. Rochell go. It took a pandemic of COVID-19 to actually have the people to feel mercy because it was affecting the guards. Now, just because whether it was affecting the guards, whether that was the reason or not that it was affecting the guards, I don't know. But it seems mighty strange that, when an officer died and everything, that they start getting up off their behinds and let people go. You know what I mean? So I wonder if they could have kept the officer safe and then let the inmates die off, just like and just pile their bodies up to the side. Would it have been a pressing need to let everybody go? I don't know. That's a question to be asked, and that's a thought to ponder. But as I said, man, I don't want to get too far off topic. This is a celebration of Mr. Rufus Rochell coming home. What's up, brother? You know what I mean? I'm still waiting on my phone call. You send me the pictures and I post them and everything. But when you get time, not today, not tomorrow, but when you get time, sir, I'll be here, sir. And so, Mr. Walls, I'm still looking forward to hearing from you. Felix, make sure that you have that you make sure that he gets in contact. That he gets in contact with me. You're right, Miss Patino Rita. It's a never-ending fight, man. And there are a lot of people who are still behind. This is a statistic that we need to research and bring to light. There's still a lot of people left behind with the unconstitutional war on drugs from the 1987, where it started with Reagan with the war on drugs, and then Bill Clinton coming in 1994, building more prison with the 1994 crime bill. Man, dig into it. It's not hidden. It's in public. It's public knowledge. And Brother Terrence Coffey, will be sharing that on May 26th with Plus Advocacy. Once I get the flyer, I will put out the flyer on Facebook, and everybody will celebrate it on Facebook. So look for it. It'll be Plus, man, Plus, Plus, and we're going to be talking about juvenile justice. And that's at the heart of my fight, because I left so many youngsters, man, who came in at 16 with a life sentence, and that's dear to my heart. I also left a lot of guys that were due to. I can't talk about everything, so I'm going to be focusing on juvenile justice. If I don't pass the torch to Cassio Batiste, who runs King Leadership, I think it's here in Mississippi. So I just want to share that, man. Share that with you guys, man. It's good talking to you, man. And happy homecoming, Mr. Rochell. Happy homecoming, Mr. Wall. But to all you freedom fighters who are out there, Marsha King, Amy at Can Do, Ronnie Allsticks, Demeter White, Kimberly McFarland with The Voice. Like I said, Demeter White with Stones Will Cry Out. All the mom and pops. I'm a mom and pop store. I don't need a big name to fight, because mine is not going to be about this. Mine is going to be about breaking the chain. Yeah, that was meant for you, Kevin King. Yeah, while you spend their lives, and you're doing a little bit, but you could be doing a lot more with all the money you're collecting. Don't let it be about paper, sir. You're on a salary. I work for free, so don't let it be about paper to politicize any case. We need all of our brothers and sisters home. So anybody that you can help, regardless of how you may think it might, how you think they might look politically, get them home and deal with that later. But the main thing is for you to keep fighting and getting them home, man. You know, I'm not saying that you're not doing anything, but I just feel like you could be doing more. And you're welcome to call me or inbox me, Mr. King, because I said what I said. Like I said, you're doing something, but you could be doing more. You know, stop playing politics, you know, and do what you're supposed to do. You took that job to fight for the people who are incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? So fight for them. Yeah, Terrence Montgomery, who's still at Pollard. Come on, man. It's too many, man. It's too many to even mention. Man, it's too many people that's still inside. But Bam, Derek Rayshawn Park up at Butner, where people are dying. You know, 1 or 2 a week. You know, so I don't know, man. I'm just asking everybody to pray for these people who are still incarcerated. Pray for the guys who just got home. Hope that God will guide their steps and their family will stay strong enough to guide them. You know, pray for them that they make the transition to get right back on the right path, to learn everything that they need to. You know, let's pray that they have a strong support system to guide them into everything that they need to be. And then when they get time, man, they'll join us in the fight. I call us, like Amy said, I call them freedom fighter. You too, Felix. You're a freedom fighter too. You can't get off the team, so I'm gonna be bugging you. All right, Miss Bell. Give your dad a hug from me, man. Tell him I love him, man, and tell him I'm glad he's home. You know, tell your sister I'm glad for their joy, man. Enjoy, protect him, and make sure that he goes, that he gets what he needs. This is me, man, from South Haven, just Maurice. You know, advocating for SIPPY's advocacy in this initiative and leadership. Sail. We're trying to sail some of these guys home to freedom. You know, so like Harriet tell me, there's no underground railroad, but we have to go back into the belly of the beast and bring them out. Whether we have to go through Congress, whether we have to go through the warden or whoever we have to go through, man, we have to find a way to set our anchor down and pull these guys out to freedom. You know, so let's help bring them to freedom, man. You guys take care, man. And that's my moment of time. Welcome home, Mr. Rochell. Welcome home, Mr. Wall. Take care.